Hi everybody, my name is Jason.
My name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
And this is the YHWH and the Torah channel. And we are messengers of YHWH. And when I say messengers of YHWH, I'm not saying we're angels. I'm saying that we are people who are parroting what the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator say. And I don't know about the rest of my family, but for me personally, which I will testify to, the laws, statutes, and commands are probably the greatest thing in my life. Without them, I would not have structure. Without them, I would not have the kind of life that I have, and I would not have as great of a family as I have without them. So, without further ado, we went, today I looked a little bit, where did the 613 laws come from? And we went through the entire 613 laws, and we were struggling through them, not from a reading standpoint, but from a standpoint that it looked like they just added tons and tons of laws. They took one law, they split that law up into 10 different spots. And guys, like always, we have dogs. We are the dog house, and we are always going to have a disturbance of the dogs, and we will try to mitigate it as best as we possibly can. But we live with dog barks, and so we actually don't even hear them for the most part. But that's what you're going to encounter on this. And we don't have a title for this yet because I don't know how many laws we are going to have. We are going to go through Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And we already have today's first laws up because we tested this first to see how it would go, what we think is the best way to do this. And we're just going to begin, and we are going to read. Now, we're going to read this in the Sefer, and the boys have read this in the Yah Scriptures, and it looks like Eli read it in the Sefer as well. And that is what we do. So when we do this, and we ask if you guys want to join in on this with us, we would really, really appreciate it. So today we will go through Genesis 1. We will find any laws in Genesis 1. We will get them into the list. And the next time that we do this, you will see us in Genesis 2. And so hopefully between now and then, you guys will have a chance that you can pick up your Bibles and read Genesis 2 so that when we go over this, we can kind of read it as a family. And everybody out there, you guys are a big family to us. We're just a little tiny family down in South America, and we are doing this because we love all of you, and we're told that we are supposed to do this, and this is great family time. If you guys have a family, which I hope you guys do, and if you guys have kids and wife and all a whole kind of thing, or a husband and all that, there's no better way to build the family than by reading the Torah. So let's begin. Genesis 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Ruach Elohim moved upon the face of the water. Now, gentlemen, what is the Ruach Elohim?
His spirit. Elohim's God's spirit, basically.
That didn't work. There it is. So the Ruach Elohim is the spirit of Elohim. And so what is the spirit of Elohim? What do you guys think that is?
I would say the Ruach HaKodesh, but it could be a different thing as well.
Yeah, our Creator has a ton of different spirits that He has released, and this is one of them. Verse 3, and Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light. And Elohim saw the light, that it was good, and Elohim divided the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And Elohim said, let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And Elohim made the expanse, and divided the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse, and it was so. And Elohim called the expanse heaven, or Shamayim, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And Elohim said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. Now, gentlemen, as we do in most of these things, I like to discuss this. I like to discuss this with you guys because I love to hear what your inputs are on all of this stuff. And we were just told a little story about creation. In the creation, it doesn't say anything about a whole bunch of marbles with water and a sun and things spinning around in circles and an entire galaxy and crazy stuff. In fact, the creation seemed a little simpler than that. It seemed like he just built this stuff. And when we talk about a firmament and the heavens and the earth, what are you guys thinking about right now? What is? We've read this 1,000 times. You've read the story of creation 1,000 times. Give me some thoughts on this.
So when he says he made the water and then separated the waters from the waters, what that means, well, to me, is that everything was a water. Like when he said, let water come to be, everything was water. And then he separated that and put the sky and basically formed the sky out of water. So basically our sky is just a giant pool of water that is held up, and then the bottom is water. And then he says, let there be land. So basically he rose land out of the water, so there is land and there's water all around that.
You guys remember in Enoch what he calls all these things the things that are actually building the stuff? You guys, they're spirits, right? The land was a spirit. It was all like different kinds of spirits that he that built all this crazy stuff. Okay, let's go into verse 11. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. All right, guys, you guys live out on a farm with me. Our job is putting seeds in the ground and letting seeds grow. How does that work? Jaden, how do I take a corn seed and end up with a full-on plant?
Well, first, do you want me to like tilling land and stuff?
I want to know how the science behind this works. How would you make a corn stalk grow if you were the creator?
Oh man,
I don't know how you take a hard seed and make some kind of thing sprout. I would know how you make that.
Even as things as simple to humans as a seed, it is so complex when you think about it that way. When you say, make this yourself, well, what's the science behind putting this? Make the molecules, make it all happen. Just a very complex thing as small as it is.
The seed really isn't alive until it gets water or in ground and connect to it.
That is it's crazy. When seeing that, then you could have seeds for hundreds of years, and then you pop it into a little ground, little water, and
it's alive.
It starts developing. Isn't that crazy? Who could come up with something like that? When I look around creation, when I look around, and I spend my friends out there, I spend a tremendous amount of time in the field. I should spend more out there, but when I do sit out there, it is all about the miracles of our Creator. From a blade of grass, and I was picking a blade of grass the other day, and I picked a blade of grass, and I looked at it, and it had like little knives coming off of it, and I ran it up on the side, and I'm like, it's really sharp. No wonder they call it a blade of grass. But you look at absolutely everything, because you look down on the ground, and there's 50 different kinds of weeds. There's all kinds of stuff on the ground. Miracles all around us. Now, our part of our life as farming is fighting the weeds and fighting what Adam ended up cursing us with, which was, we think is rocks, but I think is thorns for sure, thorns and thistles. And back in the day, our Yah blessed the land far more than he did now, because it's much harder for it to grow, but it still grows, and it's amazing. So I just wanted to get your guys' take on that as we run through this stuff. Verse 14. And you guys have any commands yet? Anyone have any?
I see no commands yet.
No commands yet. Okay. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for appointed feasts and for days and for years. Cade, were you pointing to something on that? Is that the first command? Is that, you see that?
I feel like that is almost, it's like a semi-command, right? It's like, this is your son, you're going to use this to understand my feast, you're going to use this to understand everything that time goes on.
Yeah, so I was discussing this with your mother, and a couple of them that I thought would be not really, I guess there's commandments, and then there's like, I guess what you call precepts.
Like an honorable mention or something.
Or an honorable mention, things of this nature. Maybe like super good advice or things that lead into it. Because on verse 14 we have, and Elohim said, let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for appointed feasts and for days and for years. So we know now that the sun and the moon, and what else? What else? Stars, the lights in the expanse. So we know that they're for signs, they're appointed feasts, and for days and years. But it isn't a commandment, right? But there is commandments for appointed feasts, and that'll come. Verse 15. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Now, guys, I'm going to give you a story that back in the days, the United States of America decided they were going to go fly to the great light in the sky. And the great light in the sky, well, we've somehow discovered now that it was all a hoax and that they never made it to the great light in the sky. But they told us back in the days they actually went and landed on the moon. And if you actually look at any of the footage of it, is complete trash, is complete garbage. But it would be hard to land on a light, right? I mean, this thing, it would be a lamp if that's what it was. So, and the thing, give me some observations about the moon. What do you guys know about the moon?
It gets very bright and it changes shape throughout the months.
Right, and so it begins with what? How's the moon begin?
It begins almost like transparent, like you can see it, but it's very dark looking. And
you guys know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, like a new moon is like a very sliver.
Like very new moon. It's like very like you can mostly see it, but it's like a very almost dark thing. And then as it grows, as it goes through like the month, it starts getting brighter and brighter until it's like a perfect circle.
Do you guys remember what the Book of Enoch talks about? How the moon is working?
Yeah, it's like powered by the sun.
It's not.
It's like
power. It is power.
Like
supposedly, it's like like a solar panel, like a battery of some kind. And so, we have new slivers and we have full moons. They say that crime is at its all-time high, and retailers across the world will actually say that people are crazy during full moons when it is. Why would that be? Why would the big light in the sky make people crazy?
Less sleep.
Less sleep. Well, they tell us in school, and that's with a K, school, S-K, OOL. They tell us that it affects the tides, and it affects, like a full moon will affect the tides and the oceans and things of that nature. Do we think this is true or is this false?
I actually think that's true because I've heard advice on planting when it says the corn. You're not supposed to plant it until like the new moon because like the tide comes in, it brings the water closer to the soil, something to that degree.
Okay. All right, and so we have, where are we at here, folks? And 17, lights upon the earth. 18, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness, and Elohim saw that it was good. So do you guys think that creation was originally completely dark? How does our Creator see?
I mean, he's all powerful. I mean,
I guess light and darkness wouldn't mean.
I mean, he is light himself. I mean, apparently he's so bright. I mean, Moses was getting sunburned from just his back. But I feel like he'd just be able to see what he's doing. It's like he's all powerful. There's like nothing too hard for him.
It's very interesting. I mean, we were created in his likeness. Does he have a city up there? Does he have a town? Does he have a...
I think he has like a whole civilization, I think.
You think?
I think
is there a Mrs. Yah?
I don't know, because Yeshua came from somewhere. So.
Right, and he was prior to creation, because it even says let us make him in our image.
He had all his angels, or the messengers, as there should be called messengers.
Yeah, we never hear about like a feminine side of Yah or like a Mrs. We've never really heard about that.
A lot of people say that Yah is male and female. We don't know that, but was Adam male and female prior to splitting into female, or was he the same?
I would think he was, because he took parts of like Adam and made her. Maybe only the rib.
What parts?
Took the rib.
Took the rib,
and then he created her built around the rib.
Very interesting. We don't have answers for these guys. We're just chatting as we go through this stuff. So hopefully you guys are chatting with us. And again, much love. Thanks for everybody who's tuning in out there. Verse 20. And Elohim said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that has life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open expanse of heaven." Now this is interesting here because Eli had an older version of the Sefer right here in verse 21. His says monsters. This is dragons. And Elohim created great dragons and every living creature that moves, which the water brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl and his kind, and Elohim saw that it was good. What does your version say, guys? 121 in YHWH Scriptures.
And Elohim created great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters teemed, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good.
Yes, and so we have that. Actually, I don't have my other Bible open. I was going to see what it said in the King, but that's fine. So anyway, there's great dragons and monsters, and another one. This one says sea creatures. I guess you could take that as a monster.
Yeah, maybe that's where like Leviathan or something like that came out of.
Leviathan and Behemoth.
Dragons. I mean, somehow people got dragons in history. I don't think they were just made up creatures. I believe he had like other things that probably either were eaten by the Nephilim or killed off or something back in the day.
Well, the Book of Job talks about how awesome this thing is and how you can't get through its scales. And
it's like the tail the size of a log or something, like some huge thing.
You do not fight the
like dinosaurs. He had like I believe there were other creatures that we will not see until the kingdom comes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see. And Elohim blessed them, saw that it was good. Everyone found. And verse 22. And Elohim blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, And fill the waters in the seas and let fowl multiply in the earth. Okay, does that sound like a commandment to you guys? It says right here, and Elohim blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters in the seas and let fowl multiply in the earth.
I believe that's a commandment to the beasts.
Yes. I guess we're not a great fish.
I mean, I'm not living in the water.
No.
Fish have their commands too.
Yeah, absolutely. They do. They have their purpose and their commands. Every single thing. Even the fleas. Right? What else? Mice. We hate mice.
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. Hey, speaking of mosquitoes, it's good news because Bill Gates and a whole bunch of other universities just released like 2 billion GMO'd out mosquitoes, and these mosquitoes are going to mate with the other mosquitoes, and for some reason it will kill off all of the young. So the mosquitoes will all die off because we're now playing God.
I don't think that's great. I think mosquitoes there's a purpose. I mean, there's a purpose for everything, and if we lose the mosquitoes, we're gonna lose something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, we are totally ruining the land that our Creator has given to us. Like in 2019, we invented crap that wasn't out there, and then we shot everybody up, and now we're in deep trouble. Let's continue on. Okay, I need you guys to help me keep place on this. 23. And the evening and the morning were the 5th day. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping things, and beast of the earth after his kind, and it was so. So we have a lot of things here. So every living creature, that's just tons of stuff. Then we bring cattle. What do you think cattle are?
Mine says livestock.
Oh, livestock. Okay, so there's livestock. That would probably be sheep, goats,
cows,
chickens,
pigs,
every creeping thing. I mean, we're talking like billions of different things. All right, here's a question I have for you. Is Yah so good at engineering that it only takes one shot that he makes the stuff? Or did he just make a mosquito and it was good? He knew all about it. I mean, as us, if we were to design something, we're going to design it, we're going to try it, and it would probably fail 100,000 times before we did.
Yeah, we have to research what we're doing. We're like, all right, test 1, test 2, test 3. And I don't think Yah makes mistakes. I think he knows exactly what he's doing and just does it. Or he's had several variants of humans and stuff where he's had several Earths where he's tried before, and it's...
I am very happy with this version of humanity. My nose is not on my feet. It is not on my butt. Imagine, I'm just saying, there's perfection in everything that is created. Everything. And if you notice how everything is, guys, how the human body is, where you have a brain, heart, lungs, mind, animals and everything have the same thing. Although sometimes we don't use it, right? Here in this house, we don't use our minds, so we should. Just kidding.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding. Hey, this is family. Everybody out there is family. I mean, I don't think we have too many enemies left on here. We got enemies on the other channel, but everybody on the Yahoo and the Torah channel are lovers of Yah, and that makes them brothers and sisters and everything of the sort. So it was good. And verse 26. Here we go. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. What does it say in the Hallelujah Scriptures, 26?
And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness.
Okay, after our likeness. And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. Okay, who is our likeness, guys? This is the one that throws everybody off.
This is multiple people here, obviously. Our is a plural.
So who are they talking to?
I believe he's speaking to Yeshua, because I don't know if the angels are made in our look like humans. I don't know if angels are something else. So
I think angels can
they can transform into what they want.
Whatever
I believe
form they want.
But I don't know if their original thing is that. So I believe he's talking to like Yeshua,
Yehoshua,
or Mrs. Yah, whoever it is. If there is a Mrs. Yah up there. But angels are also called Elohim.
Right. Lowercase.
Messiah, yes, lowercase. Messiah is also called Elohim.
Right.
And then we have our Elohim Most High, and that is who?
Yahuwah himself.
Right. And so there are many Elohim, and so this is one of these things that we don't know, right? Let us make man in our image. Okay. 27. So Elohim, thank you, Eli. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him, male and female, he created them.
He them.
So, and he actually didn't create female till just a little bit later, but this is the basic account. This is interesting, right? So okay, we're created in his image. What are the characteristics of Yahuwah? He obviously can smell.
Smell.
He can obviously see. He can hear. He's all powerful. Like everybody can pray to him at the same time.
Probably
And
grows
he could,
facial hair.
He loves facial hair. I bet you anything he has a beard, and it doesn't.
One mighty beard.
Yeah, what a mighty beard he would have, right? Don't touch Yah's beard. Don't mess with it. So what are some of the? I guess is it a command? It's not. What are the commandments on the beard about, and how we know that Yah likes beards?
He says don't round them. He says like let them grow out. Do not cut the corners of them. I mean, it was like a sign of shame back in the days when you got your beard cut off, like because I believe that pagans and all the other Gentiles, they would cut their beards in a certain fashion that was like consisted of their religion, of their gods.
Well, okay, so if we're not supposed to shave our beards, this is totally off because we're not doing it. What about a goatee?
I would say you shouldn't
That's not a full
shave
beard.
it.
Like that's like
You're rounding the edges of what
it's
would
like
be a beard.
shaping it for something that shouldn't.
There's a lot of Torah keepers that have goatees. A lot of them shave their beards.
I know.
So should you either have a goatee or not?
I would say I say no, just let it completely grow out.
I would say you're dancing on interesting territory. Is it a salvation issue? Probably not, but it's an obedience issue for sure. Okay, where are we at? 28. And Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. All right, folks, we have it. We've made it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, this is not just one command. This is 5 commands. Oh, and there's things in here, right? This can't just be one. There's a lot of things in here. Let's take a look. Why didn't that just highlight? My tablet's doing really, really funky stuff. It's going real slow. I think I have a Android virus. Okay, so here we have it. What is the very first thing? What do we have, guys? Well, the first thing is what? Be fruitful.
Be fruitful and multiply.
That's 2.
And multiply, right? And replenish the earth. And subdue it. And have dominion over the fish.
And over the bird.
Fowl. Every living thing.
So we had command over all the beasts. We were supposed to multiply. We were supposed to basically bring.
Okay, what does it mean to be
forth.
fruitful? Let's go over this real quick. It says be fruitful. What is be fruitful?
Have children.
It could
That would
be.
be
It could be a
multiply,
few
wouldn't
things. Be fruitful. It could be in your work.
First of all, how could you not be fruitful? If you have a day and you get up and you're not fruitful, what would your day look like?
Probably sleeping all day. You're probably sleeping.
Yeah,
You're probably
like-
doing nothing. Being like an amoeba,
Bum.
little couch potato man.
Bum, doing nothing, right? Making nothing of your day, right? And so if you're to be fruitful, there's millions of ways to be fruitful. Lots and lots and lots and lots of ways. So what does that mean? What is the commandment there?
To be fruitful, basically, be productive.
Be productive. You got it. That's exactly what it is. Be productive. Don't just be a
And that can be.
Don't be a
It can
couch
be
potato.
productive in a couple things. It could
Don't be a mime.
It could be productive in your work. It could produce. It can mean produce generations. It could mean a few things on this because we have and multiply, and since they can't specifically clone themselves, I believe he means to have children.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, that was always the whole thing. So, okay, so we go to fruitful, first command, and so we're going to actually put this in over here. Guys, this will be the first, this is what you're going to see. We're going to, I think we have this shared, but this is what our laws, statutes, and commands look like. And yes, I know it looks kind of conglomerated right here, but this is what we're looking at right here. So, commandment number 1 is be fruitful. And then we listed that out where it is at. And so this will be, we're going to blow the list off this Jewish 613 by getting these down, and we're going to go over them. And I think it's a lot easier than what we have. So commandment 2 is multiply. Commandment 3, replenish the earth. Commandment 4, subdue it. Have dominion over the fish, fowl, and every living thing. Did I mess up? Have dominion.
I think subdue it and then have dominion is another one.
Subdue it. What have I done? Okay, so we subdue it, okay, and then have dominion over the fish of the sea. Okay, so let's go over that. What is subduing it? What does this mean, folks?
Subdue is basically like take control.
Subdue it, yeah. So you don't want to be at the
You don't want to be subdued by a
lions.
Yeah,
The lions run outside and the lions take you out or something.
You want
The lion is not your ruler. You are the ruler of the lion. You are supposed to basically rule over all the animals.
Right, absolutely. And so as we go over this, okay, let's go over this as I'm editing this. Have dominion over everything. Over, what is it?
fish of the sea, fowl of the air, and over every living thing.
Basically,
that
the
moves upon
creatures of the earth.
Why won't my paste work? Oh, man, Google Docs just took me to school. Oh, man. Demo fail. Sorry, folks. I don't know why Google runs the world and, is the censorship kings of the world, and suck at software coding.
It can't get any better, can it?
It can't get
They
any
can
better.
censor real well, though.
Yeah, no, they got the censorship down without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, so we're gonna fix this one, and then let's go over this, guys. Have dominion over.
I'd say every living thing.
Over all living creatures.
Okay, yep. Have dominion over all living creatures. Is that what we have here?
I mean, I don't know how you're
Creatures.
gonna rule over the dead creatures, so I would say living creatures.
Yeah,
Can't beat a dead horse, but you could, I suppose. Okay.
could, but it wouldn't do
That
any
would be
good.
weird.
It would do
Okay.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. So we're going to put this list of this, and this is from just Genesis 1, and every night or when we do this, we're going to roll this list so you guys can hang with us on this whole thing. And let's go back over here. Let's continue on. We know what subduing it is, right? Okay, what's replenish the earth? We didn't go over that. What is replenish the earth?
I would say like fill it, like,
Plant, maybe planting.
or that could mean to
Less chainsaws, more trees growing?
Maybe.
I mean, essentially, this is an ecosystem that is self-replenishing. So, Eli, tell me a little bit about what jungle life is about, how the jungle looks. We live out in the middle of nowhere, no houses anywhere near us, and we're in what they call the dry season right now, or summer. They call it summer or dry season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
well,
We only have 2 seasons here. We have wet season and we have dry season. And this is dry season, and dry season gets kind of hot and less rain. And the jungle dies off. During wet season, at the peak of it, I mean, the grass grows 9 feet tall. I mean, way taller than
even
we
taller
are.
if you don't like cut it down. It just
It-
keeps going.
Yeah, I mean, you will get lost. You'll walk outside your back door, and if you close your eyes, walk 6 feet, you would get. Let's not do 6 feet. Let's go walk 7 feet. And you close your eyes, you go around a circle, you would be lost. You would not know where you're at. You'd have to like try to find your bearings on that. And I don't even know where I was going with that, but
Ecosystem.
yeah, ecosystem replenishing. Thanks, guys. What would I do without you guys? What would I do without you? Okay, replenish the earth. Cade does the whole money thing. Like, yeah, I might be rich, but you know what? Hey, riches means absolutely nothing. Yeah, nothing compared to you guys. Okay, so that we have dominion over it. We subdue it, have dominion over it, and fowls of the air, beasts, and things. What does that do for us? We have a command to have dominion over that. What does that mean, Jade?
Dominion means like to have like control or like power over something. When you have dominion over someone, that means you're kind of in charge of them.
Dogs obey you, not you obey them.
Unless you're in a pack, and then we obey the dogs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pet me.
It's pack life.
Tell
now.
me,
It's
get out
like-
of this chair. I'm out of this chair. It's all right. I'll get out of the chair, man. It's all right.
It's a dog world here. All right, verse 29. And Elohim said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for food. Now, is this a command or is this a precept? What is it?
He's basically saying, you guys are set. You have life. I've given you control over these animals. I'm giving you food. Now you can eat.
Okay, so this, I mean, poison ivy, if we ate poison ivy, it's not going to be good. So what,
No,
what
no.
It's gonna
Rush
really,
it, but-
it's gonna really hurt.
it's going to be messed up, right? You're not going to, I mean, you can probably boil it
I
down.
mean,
make it
he explains what it is. He says like every fruit tree yielding seed. I don't think a poison ivy is yielding seed like
everything
fruit.
you see. That's the whole power of nature, and that's why we don't mix the seeds, right? And I'll tell you, okay. So the other day, I was watching the watermelon. I was out there watching our watermelon go. This bee comes and he goes in onto one of those little yellow flowers, you know, like on the watermelon. He sits there and eats it up, and then he flies off to the other one. I'm like, that's it. That's it. That's why you don't. That's why you can't mix the seeds, because you end up with bees like right there. And he was jumping from one watermelon plant to the other watermelon plant. And if these watermelon plants weren't all from the same seed, you're going to be cross bearing them. But what does the pollination do? What does that bee do?
It helps grow the
He's
fruit.
basically like to
What is the purpose of the bee?
pollinate the flowers.
What does that mean to pollinate the flowers?
Basically, take the seed from one and give it to the next.
In the world of reproducing, that's reproducing, right?
Right.
You're switching things up, and so the what grows from that isn't going. If you have separate watermelons or separate trees, separate stuff, it's going to be all over the place. So, how do we know that poison ivy is for food? It just says here in 29 is that every seed that is maybe herb-bearing seed. Maybe it's because it's not an herb-bearing seed, like we shouldn't be eating that. Or
I mean, there's no fruit on a poison ivy tree. It says every tree which is yielding fruit. There, I don't believe there's any
Depends
fruit.
on the fruit. I mean, these things they go through the same process, right? They
Right.
get pollinated.
But in the end, when they're done, they just have a bunch of leaves on them. That's just kind of a plant that sits there.
Yeah, I don't have answers to some of this, so we're just going over it. Wait, 2 more verses. Let's go. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creeps upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for food, and it was so. And guys, when it gets to this thing where it says given, and then it's that's called the alephta, and I don't understand exactly what it means, but in the Sefer version of it, it's essentially the translation comes out. It's like the hand of God or something of the sort, or something to do with Yah. And so when it says given alephta, every green herb for food, it's something about God, something about it. And it was so. Verse 31, and Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And evening and the morning were the 6th day. All right, friends, family, everyone out there, friends, family around this table, friends, family out there that's listening in. We made it through Genesis 1. In Genesis 1, we literally have 5 commandments. And I think if you guys would either agree with us or disagree with us on how we're ordering this, because I believe this is going to be something awesome. I think this will be for all generations. I don't know of a list that is out there that actually tells us this. And if we're basing this up on the 613 laws that came out of the Talmud, because some rabbi somewhere beyond the Torah said this, it's not right? We need to have only what Yah says, and we need to have this list, so it's very important. All right, guys, that is it. Anybody have anything to add to the first 5 commandments or anything of the sort, or anything on today's lessons?
Just if you guys are following along, it'd be great if you guys would read with us, and if you guys see commands that we miss, please let us know.
Absolutely, yes. This is like I said, this is a family thing, and I am just not one dude. I am not a leader of this. We are doing this as a family, all of us. And so you guys out there listening to this, our little brothers, our little sisters, big brothers, big sisters, if you would help us out with this and go through this, then hopefully you can make history as we do this. And this doesn't matter to most people. Most people absolutely do not care what the laws of Yah say. But to people who care, it's very important. And I think that's about it. Anyone have anything out there?
Just read your Bibles, and today is the whole Shabbat day.
Yeah, today's the ending of the day. We have about an hour left of Shabbat. And how did you keep Shabbat? Did you take a nap, Jade?
Yeah, I slept.
Eli, you get some sleep?
Yep.
Kate?
Yeah, we sleep, read our Bibles, eat our prepared food from the day before.
Yep, we had crock-pot meals.
There was no work done today.
No work's done today, but you did take care of the cows.
You had to feed the cows because they can't eat on their own, and they can't come get their feed.
Okay, and we have precedence for that because oxen have fallen in ditches.
Right.
And with people with withered hands have been healed on the Sabbath.
Yeshua spoke on it, so he says, you still have to take your ox out to water him. You can't just keep him in the stable to die.
So is it better to heal a man's hand on the Shabbat? Or
It is good.
It's better to do good.
Is it better to say pick up your mat and walk, or better to what is it? I mean,
It's
what's the
better to do
precedent?
good on the Shabbat than evil.
Yes, better do good on the Shabbat. So if you have a chance to do
If
good
you're
on
helping
Shabbat,
someone doing good, there you go.
there you go. All right. That's it. So, guys, hope you guys enjoy this. Much love to everybody out there. I hope you guys are good.
All right, shalom.